I want people to pay real close attention to this. And I talked about it on our podcast page. Have y'all noticed how they announced Cody Rhodes as the champion? What's going on, everybody? It is I, the franchise, here, back at it with this week's installment, and it's going to be a jam-packed installment of Wrestle Talk with the franchise. We are in a new era in the world, in the universe of the WWE. Some are calling it the Paul Levesque era. Others are calling it the Renaissance era. I've been calling it the Renaissance era, so I think I'm going to stick with that being the Renaissance. But we did notice that Triple H did receive his flowers during WrestleMania weekend. The most pivotal one was Paul Heyman's induction into the Hall of Fame, and he said that I am indeed a Paul Levesque guy. So, as always, don't want to waste y'all time because we got a lot to get into, from the WrestleMania weekend to the events that occurred this past Monday and Friday. And I will talk about what happened during WrestleMania week with the likes of CM Punk on the Ariel Helwani show. And I will talk about the AEW response to this, because I got something to say about that. So let's dive right into the biggest Mania ever. According to all the reports, according to all the records that it broke, it was the biggest WrestleMania ever. Now, will I say that this WrestleMania was indeed the greatest WrestleMania? After sitting for a week with Mania under our belt, WrestleMania 17 still holds a special place in my heart. It really does. From the top of the card to the bottom, it really does hold near and dear to me. It was a great WrestleMania 40. Give me 3 months. I'll watch it again 3 months from now. So that'll be July. I'll rewatch it in July and let you guys know if this Mania holds its weight. Like, can I watch it again and still feel like this? Because right now, I would say it's second right now to Mania 17, to me. But we'll see 3 months after I watch it again if it still is number 2. Or did it eclipse it? Did this WrestleMania eclipse, in my opinion, 17? But according to the record books, it eclipsed almost everything. So here are some of the records that it broke, like last year. But right now we have the biggest WrestleMania Raw and SmackDown gates ever. We have the most viewed WrestleMania ever. The most social WrestleMania ever. And the highest WrestleMania merchandise sales ever. Okay, so by the numbers, this was great. This was extravagant. Most people will say it was because of the final boss, The Rock, being present. It was because we were anticipating some things. But overall, It was a great show. WrestleMania 40 was from top to bottom, just like 17 was, top to bottom, it was a solid show. You had your emotions, you had your highlights, you had a good balance of stuff in this WrestleMania. And you know what? The ending of 17 and the ending of this year's WrestleMania kind of mirrors itself, because we were anticipating something. And for me personally, I know other people will say that it was great, but I wasn't a big fan of how it ended. I'll get to that later once we get into the matches itself. But as always, you know how we do it here at Royal Club with the Wrestle Talk with the franchise. And that is, we do our breakdowns from match, because it was 2 nights, match of the weekend, the OMG moment of the weekend, the feel-good moment of the weekend, and the best performer of the weekend, okay? So, my match of the weekend, it was a tie. And it was a tie between the Intercontinental title with Sami Zayn dethroning Gunther and the triple threat match for the United States title. Now, I know you guys are asking, you don't have, once again, how do you not have the main events for night 1 or night 2? Why is it that those are not the ties? Well, because I didn't really, I knew how night 1 was going to end. The way I envisioned night 2 to end was completely different. You know, like the way The Rock had hyped up that he was going to make Cody bleed and he was going to do all this stuff in front of Mama Rose and like, and I said Cody had to go through hard times basically to win this title. It wasn't even, to me, like, I think they overhyped Bloodline rules, because when I thought about it, as I said in the pre-show, and I said it leading into it, I said Bloodline rules has to be just crazy, like brutality at its peak. We didn't really get that. We didn't. You know? So that's why I won't put it as my match of the night, because the match itself, the story that it told was incredible. But the match itself, the details to this match, I just think could have been a little better. Could have been a little better. But that Intercontinental title match, and I said it, a few other people, around the wrestling community that have podcasts have all said it too. You needed Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn could sell a ass whooping like Gunther gave him. And Gunther, even in a losing effort, appeared strong, because you see how he just was destroying Sami Zayn and playing with Sami. Like, look at this guy. Like, But that fight in Sami Zayn is what propelled him to do it. Loved the intro. Loved how they showed Sami Zayn with his wife and his kid, and he's telling his son, like, I'm Baba's got to go, and said, keep him here. I don't want him to see this. And then we get Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, and Chad told him, like, hey, you got this. I'm not going to be ringside. You got this. Just remember, you owe me one. Call back to Rocky 3. Me and my brother's watching it, and my brother, I said, this is Rocky 3 all over. And I told him leading up to it. And then when he seen and heard Chad say, you owe me one, my brother, diehard Rocky fan, my brother was like, are you serious right now? Yep, they did a call back to Rocky. And then the last shot we see before Sami Zayn goes out to the ring is him and Kevin Owens. And when I seen that, I got hyped because I said, this is what we need. We needed this. We needed to see Kevin Owens standing there at the Gorilla like, you got this. You got this. Go out there, make history. Do what you have to do. 666 days of a reign of the greatest intercontinental champion of all time. Dethroned. WrestleMania. And then the United States title match, triple threat. I mean, Logan Paul continues to show me he belongs in the WWE. I was just having this conversation with a few of my coworkers, and I had mentioned Logan Paul, and I said, and they kind of looked at me like, oh, Logan. I was like, no, just hear me out. Logan Paul is good in the ring. He is phenomenal in the ring. And he put on a show. Him, Randy, Kevin Owens. And everyone knew, and Triple H told Kevin Logan Paul that you're gonna learn so much in the ring with Randy Orton because Randy Orton is just smooth. He's just smooth. His ring style is undoubtedly one of the smoothest ring styles in the industry. He will protect you. He will make sure that everything he does is good. So those were my two ties. OMG moment. I have my notes. I did not put an OMG moment because it was hard for me to put an OMG moment because I really didn't like. I was thinking Montez, when Montez damn near jumped in the crowd, literally. Montez, when he did the flip over the ring post, if you watch closely, Montez's foot hit the barricade. So basically, he damn near, if just a little further, like maybe an inch or two higher, he would have cleared and would have been in the crowd. I was thinking about that one. Was thinking about the brain buster that Sammy did to Gunther. Was thinking of Priest cashing in. But that's my feel-good moment. That's tied with Cody Rhodes finishing the story. So, yeah, my OMG moment, I really didn't have one. If I did have to pick, I probably would say it would be Montez flipping over. Obviously, I just said my feel-good moment was a tie between Damian Priest cashing in his Money in the Bank and Cody Rhodes finishing the story. And let's just play this right here. Let's just play Samantha Irvin, man, because let's. hear and this is why, and I was telling the Ace this yesterday, because the Ace sent me a video of the one referee. I'm actually pulling it up right now. It was Aja Smith, okay, the young black female referee. And she was at a party or something, maybe the WrestleMania after party. And you see her and she's dancing and she's in like getting it. And I told him, I said, yo, it's something about this Triple H era. Like, Triple H is allowing everyone to be themselves, to be authentically you. Like, you see Pat McAfee, and McAfee's on top of tables when Jey Uso comes out, and he's doing he's doing that, and he's yeeting with them. And you see Michael Cole, he's sitting there, and he's excited too. Triple H is allowing everyone to be them, to show personality. Show your true, authentic side. Because if you are showing yourself and you are a fan of this industry, it helps resonate with the crowd, because the crowd is like, yo, if I'm at a Raw and Jey Uso comes out and I see Pat McAfee standing on the table doing the, hey, yo, I already doing it at home. If I'm in the crowd, I'm with the next person pushing that. We out here. Like, that's how live we would be. And it's because of the interaction. It's because of the experience. It's because of seeing the announcers be themselves, be true, be fans. And at the end of the day, that's what Triple H is. He was a fan of this business and is a fan of this business. So for him to turn around and allow them to show character, to do these things, it really does something. And before I go further, I want to say, fuck you, Brian Hebner. If you know, you know. Because we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't. Samantha Irvin took the high road, but us WWE Universe fans within this universe, we would like to say a big fuck you, okay? So, with that being said, the best performer. Man has been in the ring for, 10 years? And he looked great. And that is The Rock. That is the final boss. That is The Rock. The only thing I did not like about The Rock is, one, what's up with the bell-bottom pants? I get it, like, you can rip them off and that is your gear and you want to come out like that. But I didn't like it. I'm like, in the belt. The belt. My brother has been on record and continues to be on record saying he wants that People's Championship belt. It was cool. It was a gift from Muhammad Ali's widow, because The Rock is known as the People's Champ, but he got the blessing from Muhammad Ali to be called the People's Champ, because that's what Muhammad Ali was. So at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, she presented The Rock with the People's Belt. And ever since then, The Rock has seemed to be walking around with this belt. And when I seen it, I said, The Rock felt left out, because Roman has his belt and he's like, I want a belt too. And that's kind of the feeling that I got when I seen The Rock with that belt. I felt though as if it was kind of like, well, if Roman has a belt, The Rock has to have a belt. And apparently Rock is saying that he wants to defend the people's belt. But let's no, because it's kind of like how AEW has the FTW belt. There's no, because let's just not do that. Let's just not do that. So those was my winners for the night or for the weekend. But overall, I did really enjoy WrestleMania. I know a lot of people, I heard some people have some issues with certain matches. Like people were complaining about the Jimmy and Jay match. And I looked at it like, okay, these are brothers, twin brothers. There's gonna be a sense of emotion coming out of there. There's gonna be a sense of Jay really showing like, I really don't want to do this, and Jimmy kind of taking advantage of that because he knew it. Some people had stuff to say about the 6-woman match. I mean, we knew this is what it was going to be. We knew Jade was going to get the pin. And we see that on SmackDown, Jade and Bianca are forming a tag team. So, as I said, Jade and Bianca will dethrone the Kabuki Warriors at some point in time for the women's tag team titles. What else was people saying? Congratulations goes out to Becky. I mean, not Becky. Becky lost. But Becky apparently will be taking some time, a very long, significant amount of time off. Congratulations for Bayley for dethroning Io Sky. LA Knight match was okay, but let's talk about the new era. Don't worry, guys. I am going to talk about Roman Reigns. You think that I'm going to go a whole episode and not talk about our tribal chief? You are sadly mistaken. But let's talk about the new era that is ushered in. As I alluded to earlier in the show, we are seeing that this was the beginning of the Paul Levesque era. We've seen that Paul Levesque was giving his flowers throughout the whole entire WrestleMania weekend. And you're starting to see the small little details that we're doing. They are kind of slowly going away from the term sports and entertainment, and kind of refocusing back to professional wrestling. It still will be there because obviously The Rock is going to always allude to himself to being the most electrifying wrestler or the most electrifying man in all of sports and entertainment. And WWE is World Wrestling Entertainment. So they're still going to have entertainment in there, but they want to center it more on wrestling. Like I said before, I've said this in previous episodes of Royal Club when it was me and the Ace or when it was just me by myself. I always said that Triple H, if he had the possibility or if he had the chance to take NXT or take what he's done in NXT and put it on a grander stage like the WWE's main roster, watch the magic that he's going to create. And you're seeing that now. You're seeing that now with what he's doing. And a lot of people are happy because, there was photos backstage of Linda McMahon being present in WrestleMania. And we haven't seen Linda McMahon in WWE in, oh my God, what seems like maybe over 10 years? I mean, the last time we seen Linda McMahon was when Warrior got inducted in the Hall of Fame, which was 10 years ago. Okay? It's been that long. And Linda McMahon has resurfaced in the WWE. Stephanie McMahon was present at the Hall of Fame ceremony. She came out night 2 to welcome everybody and literally say, this is the Paul Levesque era, and got the crowd excited and ready for WrestleMania. I've been a fan of this, y'all know, since I was 5 years old. Vince McMahon brought us a product that we fell in love with. Otherwise, we would not be sitting here talking about it. Y'all would not be glued into this podcast. But Vince McMahon is gone. The actions that Vince McMahon has taken caused him to leave, caused him to get forced out. He has apparently sold the remaining amount of his stock, I think. His trainer got upset and felt the way because he was like, y'all just want to act like Vince McMahon never existed. We thank Vince for what he did. We thank Vince for ushering in this entertainment that we fell in love with. But there comes a point in time where you gotta let it go. You gotta let the reins go. And that's what we got. And we're in a good time. It is a great time to be a fan of the WWE. I'm not going to say pro wrestling because of the nonsense that's happening in AEW. But for the WWE, it is a great time to be a fan. Okay? So, whenever there's a new era, there seems to be this talk of new belts. Now, we just got new designs for the world title, the women's world title, the world title, the undisputed title, and the women's title. They got a little different. But I think since we're in this Renaissance era and Cody has made it abundantly clear, I want the gold, the Eagle belt. What if he redesigns the Eagle belt and ushers this in? Now, I know the poster for WrestleMania and Backlash has Cody with the title. But what if after that match, after that pay-per-view, that premium live event, Cody ushers in this new belt? What if Bayley ushers in a new women's belt, new women's WWE women's title, paying homage to the women's title during the Attitude Era, and just give it a little upgrade? Because one thing, I remember talking to one of my friends at work, Thomas, and told him that, like, the thing with these belts that Vince was big on the logo. Okay? He was big on that. So when you look at, like, the WWE title, the Undisputed title, the Universal title, that belt with the belt with the big ass W with their logo on there. He was big on that because he wanted the WWE logo to stand out. And Triple H was similar, but it was more like the NXT. It was the NXT. When you look at the North American title, it has more of the representation of North America, and then you see the little WWE logo at the top, I think. You look at the world title. The world title, the logo is not, it doesn't stand out. The design stands out, and then the logo is just a little it's just like, oh, I see it right there. It's noticeable, but it's not like, it doesn't grab your attention like the WWE title does, or the women's title does, or the Intercontinental, like, you know, well, no, the Intercontinental title doesn't have it. It doesn't really have the logo branded on there. So are we going to see new titles? I know one set of titles needs to change, and that's tag team titles. I think the tag team titles are far overdue for a makeover. They are. They split the titles up, first things first. So congratulations to Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. A-Town Down Under. They are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And Awesome Truth is indeed the Raw Tag Team Champions. And I really think that they need to just redesign those belts. So, what's next in this era? A story has closed, but a new story has opened with a new chapter, and that is Cody Rhodes. The Renaissance era, Cody Rhodes era is here. And I want to say this, and I want to be very clear when I say this. Cody, you have large shoes to fill. Everybody's excited. Everybody's happy. Everybody's like, yes, Cody's finally finished the story. We're happy to see it. But now the pressure's on you. Can you do what our tribal chief has done for 4 years? They didn't call him the needle mover for no reason. Can you do what he did? We will see. We will see. We will see if these numbers that were broken during Roman Reigns' reign, will you be able to do the same thing? Will you be able to have the largest gate for a premium live event month in and month out? Will you be able to hold the crowd in your hand and take them on this journey like Roman Reigns did? And the reason I'm saying this is because I started to see a lot of people basically like they're happy. Yes, Roman Reigns is gone. We don't have to deal with this anymore. Like, we don't have to deal with the reign of terror that Roman Reigns has, and we're going to have a champ that's going to be present all the time, and this, that, and the third. But I've always said that Roman Reigns has become a what? Attraction. You don't see the main attraction week in, week out. You see it when it is warranted. That's what you got with Roman Reigns. He became the attraction. Brock Lesnar, main attraction. The Undertaker, at one point, became the main attraction for what? Wrestlemania. You can't get upset. When he comes out, you know what's going to happen. So we'll see if Cody Rhodes can live up to the expectation that is now bestowed upon him. I'll tell you one thing, Cody Rhodes better learn how to hold that damn belt, because, man, this man did not. And this is just me. This is just the franchise being a stickler for detail. But I'm watching him on Monday. I watched him on Friday, and I just seen how he was holding the belt. And I'm like, that belt don't look right on him. Maybe it's because for 4 years I've seen Roman Reigns with the title. So it's like, But that belt, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's because, like, he doesn't have the belt unclipped or unstrapped, like, unvelcroed. So it's like, it's really like just on his, I wish I had my belt with me because then I can explain and describe it. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, he holds the belt. He doesn't hold it by the strap. He doesn't hold it like this and it's just draped over him. He has it clipped under him like he's, like, it's like he's, like, I'm just not. And he would kill it because he got the suit. He got the 3-piece suit, just clean as shit. But that way he holds that title, that's just, it's a pet peeve of mine. It's a pet peeve of mine. But we do know that after Mania, the Raw after, we do know one story is going to be told. We just don't know when that story is going to be told. And that is the story between Cody Rhodes and the final boss. Remember on Monday, after Cody was out there and Triple H played a very heartfelt video package for him, The Rock came out and 41 minutes. I think that's how long it took them to do this segment. 41 minutes of it was all of Cody. Maybe The Rock probably was maybe 20 minutes, but the most awkward, weird promo between the two of them. Like, Rock is sitting there and Rock's like, can I hold that belt? And it's a callback. Many people, you know, in the wrestling social media world went back and found that when The Rock introduced the new title, Cody had said the same thing. So it's a callback. But somewhere down the line, we are going to get The Rock versus Cody Rhodes. Now, I feel like Rock and Cody is destined to happen in Cleveland at SummerSlam. It's my personal opinion. I feel that's going to happen. With that being said, moving forward with WrestleMania Backlash, we are going to find out who Cody Rhodes is going to face because this Friday we have AJ Styles facing off against LA Knight again to determine who will go on and face Cody Rhodes. I am going to assume that it's going to be AJ Styles that's going to get the victory over LA Knight. Because I don't see a situation where LA Knight faces Cody. I can see somebody refer to it as the Bullet Club, the leaders of the Bullet Club facing off against each other. So that's that. But one thing that I do want to talk about, and I want people to pay real close attention to this. And I talked about it on our podcast page on Instagram. Because Wrestling TikTok pointed this out. Have y'all noticed how they announced Cody Rhodes as the champion? Listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes!
Now, listen to how they used to announce Roman Reigns as champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Special Counsel, the Wise Man, Paul Heyman, and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns.
You guys hear the difference? When they announce Roman, it's the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion. Cody is just the undisputed WWE Champion. Keep that in mind moving forward. Keep that in mind moving forward. That may play a significant part in something. Let's dive into the Judgment Day. All hail the Judgment Day, because we have Rhea Ripley retaining her WWE Women's World title, and we have Damian Priest as our WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I called this. I said there may be a cash-in at WrestleMania. And boy, oh boy, when Punk started to attack him, Drew McIntyre, and this happened, I knew it. I knew the minute I heard Priest's music hit. I said, here we go. Or even before then, when Punk was attacked, I said something's about to happen. And Priest came out and successfully cashed in his Money in the Bank. I really feel, though, as if this CM Punk, like I said before, I don't think Punk's injury is that bad, because he took the brace off, hit him. Monday, he appeared and did not have a brace on. So I'm starting to think that, we may see Punk in the ring sooner than this SummerSlam match, because I do feel like we are going to get CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. It would be for the world title. I do not see Damian Priest losing the title at WrestleMania Backlash. I think they're going to keep him with that title. I think he will lose it. He's going to lose it at Clash. I believe Clash is in June, because it's back in Drew McIntyre's territory. And I think they are going to have Drew win the world title there, like they wanted him to win it last time. Liv Morgan, she has resurfaced, and she has her eye on Rhea Ripley. Hopefully they do call back to that storyline, because that's something that I was very interested in. Obviously, we have Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. That is the Rocky 3 callback. One of the questions is where does Gunther go from here? I think Gunther is going to be in contention for the title, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. I think he's going to have a rematch with Sami, depending on who is going to emerge as world champ. That will determine how soon Gunther will be inserted into the picture for the world title. Now, before I wrap this up and I go into the Bleacher Report, before I wrap this up, the Bleacher Report and AEW stuff will be on the next episode. As I said, I can't go without talking about the greatest title reign in modern history. 1,300 plus days as undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. Y'all know me. I've been caping for Roman Reigns forever. What we're about to see, according to what Triple H said, is only this is what he had to say. I'll let Paul get into detail. Take it away, Paul.
And then to do what he did tonight with Cody Rhodes and complete that and it's not completing the story, it's just getting to the end of this chapter, because he's going to go on a whole new story now that is going to blow people's minds, I think. And I know he's going to take it to a whole nother level.
So prior to Friday night, when I watched the main event and I seen Seth Rollins come out, I knew that was personal. And everybody knows, if you are a fan of the WWE, if you've been watching the WWE, if you followed Roman Reigns' career in The Shield and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, now Moxley, you would know that at that moment, it was 10 years ago this year. It'll be 10 years in June, I think it is, that they broke up the Shield. The biggest, one of the most shocking moments in wrestling history was the breakup of the Shield. One chair shot shifted the whole industry with this faction. And at night 2, WrestleMania Sunday, when Seth Rollins came out, and I believe they said Seth Rollins had even dyed his hair to match that of what he did on the Shield, in the Shield, when he had the hairstyle in the Shield. He did that, and in a split of a second, Roman Reigns, as Paul Heyman said, took his eye off the ball and became consumed with vengeance, that he decided to do that. He decided to attack Seth Rollins, and it cost him. Roman Reigns, when he comes back, his first objective is to finally do the one thing that he has not been able to do, which is successfully defeat Seth Rollins.
You've beaten them all, right? You smashed them, stacked them, sent them packing, right? You've done it all except beat me when it matters most.
I said it before, I said it on Instagram, and I will say it here. Seth Rollins is the Joker, and he is Batman.
But I'll never forgive you for what you did to us. I hate you.
Yeah, I know you do.
I've always said that. I felt that way. Roman Reigns is going to be painted as a vigilante, okay? In my opinion, this next rendition of Roman Reigns, this next character shift in Roman Reigns will be a vigilante. He is going to be a tweener. I don't want him to be a babyface. He's going to be a tweener because you still have the wise man with him. Now, because he said, there's no Roman Reigns without the wise man. The day you don't see me with the wise man is the day that I retire. He said that at the Hall of Fame speech. He'll be done. He will exorcise those demons before he deals with the biggest story that's going to happen in wrestling history, that is going to transcend and go into WrestleMania 41. And that is the Bloodline Civil War. I don't really want to use that term because of the state of the world that we're in. But in the wrestling universe, this is what we're about to embark on. Friday night, Solo Sikoa drew a line in the sand when he attacked his own brother Jimmy, because he said there is consequences to this. Even though Solo Sikoa is 0-34 since he beat John Cena, hasn't won a match. But he looked at what happened with what happened with Jimmy, and Jimmy lost. So what does he do? He tells his brother, I love you. And then out of nowhere, Tama Tonga, the kid, showed up. And I was excited because I've been waiting for this to happen. I've been waiting for this moment to happen. And then there's rumors that another person within the bloodline, I believe it's Jacob Fatu, will be appearing as well. Now, when this happened, what did they say? They had orders from who? The tribal chief. Now, this is how it can get flipped. It can flip into several different scenarios. Here's some that I throw out there. One, remember when Roman Reigns said, I'm at that point where I might ride into the sunset. Someone has to be the new head of the table, the new tribal chief. And he had declared Solo got next. So could this be that Solo is saying, you're gone, you lost, I'm about to take over. I'm the new head of the table. I'm the new tribal chief. Could that be it? What Solo told Heyman, he got word from the tribal chief. Could the tribal chief be the final boss? Let's play back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the Attitude Era. Let's go back then. Remember when Rikishi ran down Stone Cold Steve Austin, and what was Rikishi's infamous words? I did it for The Rock. Think of this. When Rikishi turned heel and did all this stuff, who was by his side? A wild Samoan by the name, not Afonseca, but another wild Samoan by the name of Haku. Haku happens to be the father of who? Tama Kid. Tama Tonga. Rikishi sent a tweet liking what Solo did to Jimmy. What do I see happening? I see Solo and Haku costing Jay the world title because Jey Uso is now number one contender for Damian Priest's title. I see a scenario where this happens. Solo, Tama Kid attack Jey Uso, cost him the title. Maybe this is when Jacob Fatu shows up. And now Jacob, Solo, and Haku is now this. You have these three. The Usos. Jey Uso has said, I would love for the Bloodline to come back together as baby faces. You get the Usos reunited back again to take on them, but you need a third. Who is the third? The third is the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. He shows back up. He shows up prior to SummerSlam because at SummerSlam, we are going to get this match. We're going to get a 6-man match. We're going to get the original Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. Who's going to come out on top? And then that's when we see the emergence of the final boss who makes it a declaration. I made that call. I am the reason why they did that. I am the true head of the table. Then we take it to that level where it is going to go into Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 41. Could it be Rock gets one more title run in him? I would not want to see that happen because that means Rock is going to hold that title from SummerSlam, which is August, going all the way till April. If y'all had a problem with Roman Reigns holding this title and not being seen on TV, can you imagine how the fans are going to react if The Rock has this title and The Rock has not been seen on TV for months? At least Roman makes an appearance on SmackDown here and there. Will The Rock make appearances on SmackDown here and there? Who knows? Who knows? But we are on a crash course to a Bloodline, a true Bloodline Civil War, because it's going to be that fine line in the sand, that line that's drawn in the sand between these two families. Who will emerge as the top? And Triple H said it. This next story that Roman Reigns is going to tell, it's going to be like nothing we've ever seen before. That's it for this portion of Wrestle Talk with the franchise. I will be back in a few. I wanted to cut this one up because I didn't want this one to be that long. But wait till I get back because I got to talk about AEW's bullshit. I got to talk about this Bleacher Report top 50 list that came out that is complete and utter bullshit. And I have all that to say next.